It is during the day on Tuesday, 20 August 2024 in Khayelitsha, and everything seems normal. 17-year-old Olwethu Dyonta is walking home from school. He is approached by an unknown man. The man doesn't say anything to him. He takes out a gun and shoots Olwethu twice, once in the head and once in the chest. The man then flees the scene. Olwethu is a teenager, and this is a clear hit. But why would anyone want a 17-year-old dead so much? They even get an inkabi in broad daylight? There is one thing though. Olwethu was scheduled to testify in court against one of South Africa's most notorious gang kingpins, Yanga Bara Nyalara. This is Olwethu Dyonta's tragic story. Welcome back to True Crime with me, Julia. On this channel, we look into cases that have shocked South Africa. Today's story is based on the rise and fall of Khayelitsha's most notorious gang boss, Yanga Nyalara, also known as Bara. With all the allegations of crimes against him, some people call him the Robin Hood of Khayelitsha. They worship the ground he used to walk on. But what I found that people tend to ignore is that behind his alleged crimes, there were human beings. And this is the story of one teenager whose life was cut short. Please do note that in no way was Bara charged for Olwethu's hit, but Olwethu was one of the 3 witnesses who were meant to testify against Bara in court, and 2 of them were killed just like that. The story is based entirely on media reports, police statements, court case documents, and court trial records. At the time of his passing, Bara was not officially convicted of any crime that he was accused of, but he was on the Western Cape's most wanted list for his alleged crimes. So let us get into today's story.
But he has understand it.
In the sprawling township of Khayelitsha in Cape Town, a shadow loomed over streets, over informal businesses, and over families. Between 2016 and 2025, one man would rise to become both feared and admired, a figure whose name alone could silence witnesses, shape the local economy, and leave a trail of violence that shocked South Africa. His name is Yanga Bara Nyalara. But first, let us start by getting to know Olwethu. Olwethu was from Guyasa in Khayelitsha. He was 17 years old, and I have scrolled through his social media, with his last post being just 2 days before he was killed. So his social media pages paint a picture of any typical teenager. All he did was post pictures with his friends. He would post about soccer. He used to play soccer even at his school, at the Spamandla Senior Secondary School in Khayelitsha. He loved fashion, his favorite luxury label being Fabiani. He loved cars, BMW to be exact, and also had a thing for VW golf cars. He was just a typical teenager. On August 20, 2024, the 17-year-old grade 11 learner walked home along Lindela Road in Guyasa. Unbeknownst to him, he carried evidence that could finally hold one of the country's most notorious criminals accountable. Olwethu had been slated to testify against Bara in connection to a series of extortion-related murders, part of a violent chapter in Khayelitsha's history. Local residents reported that Olwethu had been followed prior to the shooting, and the little boy had been receiving death threats. Despite police protection efforts, the unthinkable did happen. An unknown gunman approached him and fired multiple shots. Olwethu was pronounced dead at the scene, a grim testament to the dangerous influence of gang networks in Khayelitsha. So as a man who was admired so much but still terrorized people, who exactly was Bara? Let us start from his rise. Bara was born in 1992 in Philippi in Cape Town. I do understand that there's misunderstanding. Some people say that he was born in Kofi, but Bara moved to Khayelitsha when he was 13 years old. His family's ancestral home is in the villages of Kofi in the Eastern Cape. According to reports, he grew up in Khayelitsha, and Bara learned the ways of the streets by following gangs in the areas very closely. He is said to have started off with being an ice boy to gang leaders and just learning the ropes. Even in that state, a lot of people say Bara would take a train to town where he was studying towards an education degree. So he graduated and he was a qualified teacher, a profession meant to protect and nurture young lives. Yet, by 2016, he had left that path behind. There's no record though of which school he taught at, so reports say he was a qualified teacher but had not officially been employed anywhere as a teacher. He is reported to be a father of 14 children, and by the time of his passing, he was not married. So from 2016, shortly after graduating, Bara embarked on a violent trajectory, which began with a business robbery in Cape Town and escalated into gang warfare, extortion, and multiple murders, which resulted in him designated as Western Cape's most wanted, with a 100,000 rand bounty on his head. Over 6 years, he accumulated 31 charges, ranging from 18 murders to extortion, illegal possession of firearms, and dope dealings. His notoriety grew with each violent confrontation, including the May 2021 Khayelitsha Side B massacre, where 12 people were killed in a retaliatory attack connected to rival gang conflicts. So let's break it down a little bit more. So in 2016, he conducts his first major crime. Him and his crew allegedly rob an ATM store in Cape Town. They get away with it. Then in 2018, they allegedly strike again. This time, they conduct a cash-in-transit heist at Lipote in the Eastern Cape. Again, they get away with it. Now you can imagine they are feeling invisible. This seems like an easy job. So they continue. So in 2021, they change gears. Now they are targeting small businesses. This is during the rise of protection fee gangs. So if you're in South Africa, you're already familiar with that term. But if you are not, protection fee gangs are just another wing of criminals. What they do is that they target businesses and they promise them security, basically from themselves. This at a certain fee. So they would target local salon owners, local taxi operators, and Bara and his gang preferred local supermarkets and shopkeepers or owners. So they would collect a certain fee every Tuesday from these businesses. Side note, as Bara's criminal territory expands, something weird was also happening on the side. This man is into criminal activities, but the Khayelitsha community just don't see that because Bara is busy winning their hearts by being their protector. Khayelitsha is riddled with crime and gang violence. And in often cases, the police are not able to get into these areas because it's just too dangerous. So now Bara uses his criminal connections to make sure that his neighborhood is untouchable. So if you steal from people in Khayelitsha, he will find you. If you rob someone of their phone, he will find you and make you return the phone back to them. If you rob a granny of a bag, he will find you and make you take it back to her. He even opens his home where residents report their problems and crimes to him, and he is said to have been solving them. The community say the police don't attend to these issues, so they trusted Bara to solve them. He opens up a couple of car washes in the area, so he also employs their youth. So then his people are fond of him, they like him. He's even dubbed the Robin Hood of Khayelitsha. But still, Bara's gang is still terrorizing local informal businesses. So I mentioned earlier that Bara's notoriety came at the rise of the protection fee gang. His gang would then clash with other rival protection fee gangs in Khayelitsha, such as the Guptas and the Boko Haram gangs, and those often turned lethal. On May 15, 2021, an associate of Bara, Sikumbule Nkongi, was sent to collect money at TNT supermarket in Khayelitsha. When he arrived, the shopkeeper told him that the protection fee has already been collected by the new protection fee service provider, basically a rival gang. So before he could even throw a tantrum, Sikumbule was shot dead right in front of the supermarket. News then got to Bara that his collector has been shot. Bara, filled with fury, then launches an attack never seen in the streets of Khayelitsha. In retaliation, he organized a group of heavily armed men and launched an hour-long shooting spree that left 12 people dead and 6 injured. According to investigative reports, Bara led a group of 10 to 15 men armed with automatic weapons, systematically targeting supermarkets in the area, which are now using a viral protection fee gang in his territory. Him and the gang went street by street looking for the viral gang. He would haunt them and shoot them one by one. So he extended his anger at every supermarket, shooting at mostly shopkeepers, shop owners, shop suppliers, or even bystanders who looked at him funny on the day. It is also reported that at one store, he shot and killed 2 men who were just there to deliver bread at the shop from the bakery. So when he was done, 12 people were dead and 6 people were left injured. Bara and his crew left the area, but 1 or 2 of his men remained and monitored any person speaking to the police about what just happened, so basically intimidating eyewitnesses. Some brave witnesses, including Olwethu, still spoke up though. When the police were done, they had several witnesses. But one by one, the witnesses disappeared. They either refused to testify or just simply vanished. Olwethu being one of them. The police would have a tough time before they could even arrest Bara though. He was put on Western Cape's most wanted criminal with a 100,000 rand reward for him. For years, Bara evaded capture, moving between the Western Cape and the Eastern Cape. Police escalated bounties, relying on the intelligence and community informants. On July 1st, 2022, a breakthrough came. Bara was arrested in Botasech in possession of dope and weapons.
Ayikho idolobha esesibophe khona igilamkhuba njengale dolobha eCape Town. Uma ungakholwa ngomsombuluko uhambe ecourt angiyazi yipi leyo court High Court. High Court ngomsombuluko kuvela abo Medoc nabo Donkey Poison. Ungaya nje uyobona inhlobo zezigebengu esibophile. Donkey Poison, Medoc, sibophe no Ralph nonkosikazi wakhe, sibophe uBara, sibophe uFire. Simbophile kuFire. So amaphoyisa aya-respond, kodwa kufanele sikusebenze kakhulu ukuthi sisebenze ukuthi ipreventeke amacala kungaze kube ukuthi ayenzeka before baboshwe labo bantu. Kodwa engikutshela kona ukuthi lawo ma top criminals aboshiwe. Correctional Service ngiyabavumela abantu uBara simbambe nenhlamvu eziwu-30 kwiseleni ejele. Nenhlamvu eziwu-30 phakathi ejele manje. Kusho kona ukuthi ikhona criminality eplan ejele kusho ukuthi wayeseshotha nges.
Despite his capture, the legacy of fear he created remained palpable. Communities in Khayelitsha were divided. Some mourned him as a protector and local problem solver, while authorities condemned him as a dangerous criminal mastermind. Bara faced multiple charges in South Africa's Western Cape High Court. Court proceedings were tense, marked by witness intimidation and the murder of key individuals. 2 of them, original witnesses, were killed, forcing authorities to protect the only remaining witness, Mr. Z. He had survived 2 attempts on his life. He was attacked at his home, and at some point, they sent fake police officers to go and assassinate him. But he survived. Legal battles centered on whether he could testify via CCTV and wear a mask, balancing judicial transparency with personal safety. Bara pleaded not guilty, denying involvement in the 2021 shootings, while the state presented a detailed account of extortion, retaliatory violence, and gang-led murder. The last surviving eyewitness testified under conditions designed to protect his life. He testified in Goodwood Prison Court. He recounted how he had identified Bara and his co-accused as the shooters while the rest of the group concealed their identities. However, the state would not take Mr. Z's testimony on account that his testimony kept changing. and they had said he was not credible. So just like that, Olwethu's life was taken in vain. Bara was released from prison and charges against him acquitted. So he returned to Khayelitsha, more brazen than ever. Bara intensified his operation. He moved to extorting taxi owners. He requested a 2,000 rand protection fee from them every single week. He also moved towards ownership of taxis himself, owning about 8 taxis, now more powerful and feared than ever. On February 20th, 2025, near Ndabakazi in Butterworth in the Eastern Cape, police moved to intercept 2 vehicles suspected of carrying firearms. Among them was Bara, traveling with 6 others, including private security personnel. A high-intensity confrontation ensued. Reports confirmed 7 individuals were fatally shot, including Bara. The Independent Police Investigative Directorate, IPID, launched an inquiry to verify the circumstances.
Here in Toweth, they tried to stop them once more. The police tried to stop the suspects, whereby the suspects started to shoot at the police. A shootout ensued, and 2 vehicles that were involved also at some stage bumped at the police vehicles, also shooting at the police while shooting at the police. Out of that, there's confirmed 3 occupants in 1 vehicle that have been shot dead, and the other 3 in the second one that has left the road into the water. So currently the diving unit is currently looking at whether we have more bodies or more persons that are in the river. But we can confirm that 6 of the suspects have been shot and killed by the police. From the members of the SAPS, no injuries were sustained. So our members are free from injuries. It's only the 6, and it could be more people that are deceased. Well, at this stage, we cannot confirm where they were coming from. What we have as the police is that there was information that they had firearms. So what they were coming from, we don't know.
While communities reacted with mixed sentiments, from relief at the removal of a feared criminal to grief over the loss of a controversial figure.
nisebenzile xa ninodubula abantu abayi-7 nibabulale kodwa khona omnye wenu oyizathi akhona enye imoto eyizathi niqhubeke ke but into endithandayo ngoku that means the crime iphelile soze uphinde kufe mntu uyanga ngoba besekhembini bekuthiwa uyathumela ngoba ngaphandle bekuthiwa uyazidubulela file ke
Bara's story is an example of South Africa's struggle with gang violence, witness intimidation, and complex community dynamics. To some in Khayelitsha, he was a Robin Hood figure, restoring order where they felt the police failed. Even during his funeral, his people hailed him a hero. To law enforcement and many observers, he was a dangerous criminal whose influence led to numerous deaths, including innocent youth. The case also highlighted critical issues in witness protection, courtroom security, and the broader fight against organized crime. The last surviving witness in the Khayelitsha massacre case, Mr. Z, testified under extreme protection, a symbol of the sacrifices required to uphold justice in the face of fear and violence. Now there's another witness who was linked to Bara's associate, who was also assassinated in broad daylight in Cape Town. Her name is Christine Gumera. It was said that she was also expected to testify in the case of a person who was also arrested in the Khayelitsha massacre case along with Bara, Zwini. The witness, just like Olwethu, didn't make it to court because she was assassinated in broad daylight. The murder of Olwethu Dyonta, the murder of Christina Gumera, the courtroom battles, and the final shootout with the police all serve as a stark reminder of costs of organized crime, not just to communities but to individual lives. As South Africa continues to grapple with gang violence and witness intimidation, the story of Yanga Bara Nyalara offers lessons on justice, law enforcement, and the delicate balance between fear and the respect within communities. While Bara's reign has ended, the impact of his actions will be felt for years. Protecting witnesses, supporting victim families, and empowering communities remain essential to ensure that justice is not silenced by fear. Thank you so much for watching this video. What are your thoughts on this one? I'm very interested to know. Please let us know in the comments. And please stay safe, take care of one another, and I will see you on the next one.